this morning. Let's go and talk curling now. Curling, they've been in the news for a while, and like a lot of sports, they are also championing at the beats to return to competition. There are a few competitions are coming up very soon. There's one in Scotland. There's one in Japan as well. And the NCF, that's the Nigeria Curling Federation, have announced they've released their team list for those competitions. Cecilia, I'm very happy with this list because you're going to be seeing why.
The home-based players, the home-based curlers, so they will be part of it. You're not just going to be having the usual foreign, foreign-based players and all that. Nigerians in diaspora, precisely. That's the right word. So you're going to be having the ones from here. Now let's start with the World Miss Curling Championship, where you have Carol Cole and Susan Cole. I mean, these are the TJ Cole. We know them, and Harold Woods. These are the regulars that we usually have most times, male and female. It's a mixed event. This is going to be taking place in Aberdeen in Scotland from 10th to 17th October this year. And the Pacific Asia Curling Championships also, you also have the team list released. This will be taking place in Wakana in Japan from 31st to 6th, 31st October to 6th of November. That's when this event will be taking place. And there you have the team list. Let's start with the female, and where you have Fabian is part the male team. Okay, Fabian Cole is part of the team. Chris is part of the team, and that's the guy we'll be talking to much later. TJ Cole is also part of the Harold Woods, and Charles Nemeth is also part of that team. For the female, of course, you have Susan Cole, Carol Cole, Ibiso Wamantna. These are the players from the home stretch: Halimat, Buhari, and Deborah. So you need to know the last three names. I mean, Ibiso, Halimat, and Deborah. These are the ladies that home-based that will be, representing Nigeria in that particular championship. And hopefully by 31st of October, COVID would have been minimized, because we know it's going to be here for a long time, but then it won't have as much spread as it is. And the Curling Federation will be saying that they really want to attend this tournament, and that's why you already have the team list out. Now, for the mixed doubles qualifications event that's going to be in Turkey in December, you also have the two players that will be taking place as TJ Cole and Susanna Cole. So this is what it's looking like. They have their list ready. They're settled already, and of course they're just hoping and anticipating that very, very soon, the championship would take place. And the last time we spoke with Tijani Cole on this show, he talked about the fact that they are keeping in touch. They're training despite the lockdown in some parts of the world at that time. So with the lockdown being eased off and most countries opening up, so it simply means they'll have more time to really, really train.
Absolutely. And I'm very excited with the fact that there are few, actually three home-based curlers on this list.
That's the story right there.
That's the story right there. It's fantastic. And you wonder, this guy, Ibiso, Halimat, and Deborah, all those, I imagine they are looking forward to traveling out of the country and representing Nigeria. It is fantastic. And every time we get the opportunity to talk to the NCF, they always tell us that they have plans for home-based, curlers as well. So it's good to see, some of these plans are coming to fruition. And I'm looking forward to seeing how these ladies will perform. Of course, it's going to be an eye-opener for them. It's going to be a massive experience, massive exposure for them in Scotland, Japan, and Turkey. I cannot just wait to see how they will perform.
I can wait too, because it's going to be something really interesting, especially after making their debut, on ice the last time and everything. But then we will be talking with Chris. He's part of the squad that will be going to Scotland. And of course, there's something that he really decided to come up with recently, Tayo.
So the deal is there's no ice in Nigeria, right?
So how are you going to achieve that?
So how are you supposed to develop Nigerian curlers when there is no ice for them to train? Of course, there's the dry sheets. You can use that, but it's not really, it's not that great. So I'll be talking to Chris Nemeth, who's a Team Nigeria curler, who's decided to come up with an invention, a training slide similar to ice that Nigerian curlers can actually train on and go on to represent the country in international competition. Chris, what's up? How are you? How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
What's up, Chris?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What's up? How are you? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic. So I mean, first of all, congratulations. You have been listed as one of the Team Nigerian colors that will be representing the country in the upcoming competitions in Japan, Scotland, and Turkey. How are you feeling about that?
Yes, I'm very excited. I think it's a real honor to represent Nigeria at competitions like this and kind of pave the way for other Nigerians, specifically some of the homegrown curlers, to come and compete and succeed at these competitions.
Fantastic. I imagine you're champing at the beats. I mean, COVID-19 has disrupted sports all across, and curling is no exception. So I imagine you cannot wait to get on the ice and start doing your thing.
Definitely. I can't wait to get back out there.
All right, fantastic. We can't wait to have you guys back as well. Let's talk about your invention. I mean, we hear you've been up to, good stuff. Lately, you've come up with a training slide that is similar to ice that's going to help our Nigerian colors train and get better at these sports.
Yeah, definitely. So kind of in collaboration with some of the people at my university,
right,
I developed a training tool to help mimic the frictional properties of ice so that curlers in Nigeria and all around the world can get some dry practice with some of the kind of quintessential aspects of the game, like sliding.
Wow, fantastic. Tell us more about this particular, we're going to see pictures very soon of the training slide. Tell us more about it. How different is it from the normal dry curling sheets that we used to?
Definitely. So I think kind of the biggest difference that this training aid has as opposed to some of the others is that it really emphasizes and does a good job replicating the sliding mechanic in curling and the sliding delivery, which is really an important part of the game, as anyone who curls could tell you. And I think furthermore, it's a very affordable and easy to use training tool that is really accessible to curlers of all abilities all around the world. And I think furthermore, it was really inspired by some of the homegrown curlers in Nigeria that I worked with at some of the clinics last year. And me and my team who worked on it really made a concentrated effort to kind of tailor the project to suit the needs of some of the curlers here. Wow,
fantastic! I have to say, are we looking at already a prototype here? Like, is it ready for use? And talk about the availability as well as the accessibility for Nigerian colors.
Definitely. So I think you have some videos of some of the preliminary prototypes that me and my team built kind of as a part of this project. And obviously there's places where we can still improve, and there's actually, we've been developing some more recent prototypes that we think really improve on this design. And kind of in the coming weeks and coming months, we really plan to iron out and really perfect the idea that you kind of see in these videos. And I think one of the main things that we did when designing it was to make sure it was really accessible for everyone all around the world, especially those in Nigeria who really want to learn and take up the game.
Okay, let me come in here. What's the difference between the one on ice and also this dry curling? What's the difference?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously one of the biggest things about curling on ice is the temperature control that it requires. And kind of what our training tool has a unique ability to do is to replicate some of the properties that you see on ice while also being very stable across a variety of temperatures, including the high temperatures and humidity that you see in places like Africa and the Middle East and stuff like that.
Okay, interesting, because this would definitely help most of the players that are right here at home that don't have access, to ice. And if this is done, I mean, how many tournaments would they be able to have? Like, what kind of tournament would they be able to practice this? Because we know out there in the World Championships usually it's the ice. Would they be able to, after practicing on, the dry curling, be able to transmit to, ice when championships come?
Yeah, that's the goal. So we're actually kind of, as a part of this project, we've been taking some people who have never curled before, kind of in the US, and kind of training them on these dry curling tools and then seeing how those skills translate onto the ice. So far, the result seems pretty promising in that a lot of the skills that you can learn on training aids like this are very transferable and are kind of a good way to be introduced to a lot of the mechanics that are important.
Wow, that's very, very interesting indeed. So what you're saying now, Chris, is that you can actually go from training. I mean, your end goal is to be able to go from training on this slide to competing on ice.
Definitely, that's definitely the end goal, and I think with every prototype we're getting a little closer to that.
Oh, Chris, it's very more power to your elbow as well as to the elbows of your team as well. And any last any parting shots for curling fans in Nigeria?
Yeah, I mean, I really just want to say thank you to everyone who's been along on this journey kind of with the Nigerian Curling Federation, and I just really want to say thank you to all the curlers that we have in Nigeria and the people that will be kind of carrying on the legacy that we're building at these different competitions and really growing to succeed in the sport on an international stage.
Thank you very much, Chris. You can go get some sleep now. Apologies for keeping you up this late. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
No worries. Thank you.
Cheers. All right, bye. There you go. That's the Team Nigeria curler, Chris Nimet. Of course, has been named as one of the players that represent the country at the upcoming World Curling Championship. He's also doing something very interesting for the development of the sport, inventing a training slide similar to ice for iceless countries.